Tuesday evening, everyone. It is June 13th, and we have a lot more stuff to talk about. Severe weather is just keeps on going. We've had humongous hail out in parts of Texas and parts of the area as well. Softball, baseball, the softball size hail, tennis balls, a lot of pictures coming in over the last few days. And the severe weather is going to continue, which is pretty rare for this far south in the middle of June. Usually the severe weather goes up towards the northern plains. This is just remarkable what we're seeing across the area. Now, a few things we're going to talk about. Severe weather. Heat is going to come roaring back into parts of the south late next week with heat index values approaching 110 degrees. So we've been kind of spoiled so far over parts of the area, and now we're going to get into a little bit of a summer pattern going forward. And I'll show you which areas here in just a second. But first, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button, of course. Share this with your friends and family. Get the word out there for everyone. Comment where you're from. And of course, on YouTube, subscribing is free. You get all the short range content for free. Just hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we go live. Make sure you hit that all on notifications. And like I said, you will get notifications on when we go live or post any content on YouTube at any time. All right, so let's get right into it. Now, the heat is starting to roar across Texas starting tomorrow. We got heat advisories out basically from most of southeastern parts and southern parts of Texas here. Heat indices approaching 110 degrees tomorrow across this area. Around southwestern parts of Oklahoma, there's severe weather, severe thunderstorm watches out here. There's a severe thunderstorm watch out for far northeastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, and through southern Arkansas for this evening. Alrighty, severe weather for the rest of this evening and tonight. Slight risk of severe thunderstorms from parts of northwest and north Texas into southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana, and of course parts of Oklahoma as well. So strong to severe thunderstorms is expected to continue across parts of the Texas Panhandle this evening into the Arklatex, Arkansas, Louisiana, parts of northeastern Texas. This evening into tonight, additional strong storms may develop late tonight across parts of the Tennessee Valley vicinity as well. Large hail and strong gusts, 60, 70 miles per hour, will be the main concern this evening. Now, some of the areas here, some towns highlighted here, right around Waco, Dallas-Fort Worth Metro here, Shreveport, Monroe over towards Texarkana, Paris, Texas, Ardmore, Oklahoma, Lawton, Norman, and just on the south side of Oklahoma City and just east of Amarillo, Texas. All right, the severe weather threat ramps up towards the southeast tomorrow. Enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms from northeastern parts of Louisiana into central Mississippi and Alabama into southwestern parts of Georgia. Thunderstorms capable of producing all severe hazards. I'm telling you, all severe hazards will be possible tomorrow, including very large hail, probably up to the size of baseballs, possibly, maybe even a little bit larger. Tornadoes are possible tomorrow as well. And then damaging straight line winds, especially possible over much of the lower Mississippi Valley and the southeastern parts of the United States on Wednesday. Now let's go into the risks. Tornado risk is a lot greater than it has been over the last few days across the southeast. There's a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any given point, radius of around any given point across this area. 2% chance in the green here. Some of the areas here, Montgomery, Columbus, Georgia, or Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, over towards Albany, Georgia, is under the gun here for some tornadoes tomorrow. Pretty decent shot of some severe wind, 60, 70 plus miles an hour with some straight line winds, basically for northeastern parts of Louisiana, over towards Jackson, Mississippi, towards Montgomery, Alabama, and then southwestern parts of Georgia as well. Significant hail is going to be the biggest risk tomorrow. We're talking Atlanta, Birmingham, Montgomery, over to Columbus, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, over towards Monroe, southern parts of Arkansas as well, up to, like I said, Birmingham, Atlanta. This area is going to get plastered. The black hatched areas means there's a big chance of significant hail, greater than 2 inches in diameter. 2 inches in diameter is hen eggs. You get larger than that, you're talking baseball size, tennis ball size, etc. So very destructive, damaging hail is possible tomorrow across the southeast. Alrighty, let's take a look at future radar here. This is let's see, timestamp is over in the upper left part of your screen here. This is 9 p.m. tonight, which is 30 minutes ago. So let's go forward. Like I said, this is 00Z. This goes out till 48 hours. So let's go to 10 o'clock. See storms developing across central Oklahoma, down through parts of southern parts of Arkansas, northern parts of Louisiana, northeastern Texas. Some scattered storms around in Kansas. And then as we get towards 11, 12 o'clock, really congeals into a basically a cluster of storms here across the eastern parts of Kansas, or eastern Oklahoma, into parts of southern Arkansas as well. Then as we go overnight, big cluster of storms basically goes through central and southern Arkansas. We're talking Little Rock down through Texarkana, parts of Pine Bluff as well. Getting real close to the south side of Memphis as we get towards 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And then another little cluster of storms trying to develop out here towards southeastern parts of Kansas. Going to ride down through southern Missouri into northern Arkansas tomorrow afternoon. Give them some thunderstorm activity across northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. And then more development down here in parts of southwest Arkansas into southeastern Oklahoma yet again. And then I'll get to the southeastern parts of the radar here in just a second. So here's 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Big storms developing basically across the Arkansas, Louisiana border here. They're going to be tracking east. Some storms out here towards northeastern parts of Arkansas. And then some storms trying to develop out here in Kansas. Big time storms running through possibly the Monroe area, West Monroe as well, right around 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Like I said, this won't be accurate, but this gives us a good depiction of what could happen tomorrow with some other isolated to scattered storms around in Arkansas, parts of western Tennessee, and just scattered isolated showers and storms across parts of Kansas into Missouri. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, huge cluster of storms here. This is going to produce major hail. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to back up here. See where this white is up here towards Monroe and the northeastern parts of Louisiana. If that came true, if this actually was spot on radar, you'd have some huge hail coming out of the storm, probably up to tennis ball size or maybe a little larger than that across this area if this came true. Now, this is going to waver back and forth along. The timing is going to be off. That area, this area, the next run could be farther south, northeast. So, but like I said, this gives us kind of an idea what could happen storm-wise tomorrow. Big hail is the main threat. Like I said, very damaging hail coming across the deep south here as we go into tomorrow. So big cluster of storms coming through parts of Mississippi going into Alabama, and then more storms developing back here northern Louisiana, and then some bigger storms starting to develop out here across Texas, just south of Dallas. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow night. On Wednesday, scattered storms trying to develop across central Arkansas, getting into Little Rock area, northern parts of Louisiana still getting hit. Lots of rain over the past 3 to 4 days as continuous clusters of storms continue to ride this boundary and go basically from it has been going developing around Colorado and just riding down through Texas, northern parts of Texas here as well, down through Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and then east from there. So a lot of that's been happening the last few days. So this is 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, starting to die down. There's a few storms here across Mississippi and through Louisiana. And then as we get into the morning, we're gonna have some more storms develop as we go towards Thursday afternoon out towards Colorado. And this is going to develop a big time cluster of storms and ride down through Kansas as we go throughout Thursday night as well. So big storms again right around Dallas Thursday evening, possible, and then more beneficial rain, maybe some severe weather out here towards Kansas and southern Nebraska as we head towards Thursday. Now let's get to the southeast so we can see what's going to happen the next few days. So here's the southeast. Let's back it on up here. Let's go to this is 10 o'clock tonight, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. You see this complex of storms coming out of Arkansas going into Mississippi tonight or early tomorrow morning, and then riding that boundary basically through Alabama into Georgia. You see that one cluster of storms heading straight east. This big cluster is starting to develop around 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to head down southeast towards the Gulf Coast. As we get towards noon tomorrow, that kind of fizzles out. And then here comes more storms developing out here towards Louisiana. You can see that I highlighted those big storms right around Monroe around 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And then some more storms over here towards Mississippi. Those really blast east. Look at the bowing that's happening with this line. There's going to be some big time winds if this happens across the area with a tornado threat as well across this area of Alabama into Georgia, parts of Mississippi as well. And then that gets out of here. More storms developing behind it. This kind of fizzles out. Let's get down to northern Florida here as well as we get to 10 o'clock on Thursday. More storms developing across Georgia in through southern parts of Alabama on Thursday as well. This is 2 o'clock on Thursday. And then this tries to get out of here before another wave of energy is coming out of the Rockies and going to head basically east-southeast and deliver some more thunderstorms as we go towards Thursday night into Friday across the plains and into possibly the Ozarks and into Missouri. All right, rainfall over the next 7 days. Big time rains across Georgia into Alabama, parts of Mississippi. This kind of milkyish brown mustard color looks like almost 5 to 7 inches of rain over the next 7 days. Outside of that, probably a 3 to 5 inch, 2 to 4 outside of that. But most of the southeast is going to get some very heavy rain, especially, like I said, with these clusters of storms coming out basically every night over the next few days across this area. The rest of the area, probably like a 1 to 3 inches. And then as we get up here towards Missouri, probably like a 1 or 2 inch across the northern parts of Arkansas into the Ozarks of Missouri. And then 1 to 2 inches out here towards Kansas, parts of Nebraska as well. Some rain up here towards the northeastern parts of the United States as well, 1 to 2 inches up here. Couple 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches down here across Virginia as well. But the main story is going to be continuous severe weather continuing across the southeast with a tornado threat coming tomorrow. All right, just to wrap this up, we went over future radar, all that stuff, so you can get you guys prepared of what's going to happen over the next couple days. Big time severe weather tomorrow. Biggest threat's going to be humongous hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter, which is hen eggs. probably up to baseball to maybe even larger size hail tomorrow. Very destructive hail is coming to parts of the southeast from basically right around northern Louisiana all the way through central Mississippi, southern parts of Alabama, through southern parts of Georgia for your Wednesday. And there will be all severe hazards will be possible, but the main threat will be huge, destructive hail. Tomorrow, there will be tornadoes and there will be some heavy, especially we get those Boeing segments that come out. There's going to be some heavy straight line winds of 60 to 70, possibly up to 80 miles an hour across the area. Please stay weather aware. Have a way to get watches and warnings to your phone or any device. I've been saying this since April when I was giving away no weather radios all month. You need to, if you have a way to get a no weather radio, get one, because if your power goes out, that battery backup, you'll still get warnings and know what is going on across your area. Those Midland no weather radios are some of the best in the business. No weather radios, and it's basically like having a tornado siren in your house. Okay, so like I said, stay weather aware. Just keep an eye to the sky tomorrow, and like I said, have a way to get watches and warnings. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll talk again soon.